This little honey bear is Odie. Odie is a 1-year-old male cat, and he was found by the SPCA with injuries. A normal hip is a ball and socket joint. A healthy, normal joint looks like this. Odie's x-rays showed that the head of the femur of his left leg had completely dislocated from the hip socket. Unfortunately, you can't just pop it back in, so he had to get FHO, femoral head ostectomy, surgery. FHO surgery tends to be common in younger cats. Some reasons why a cat or a dog may need FHO surgery include a dislocated hip, a broken femoral head or femoral neck, or hip arthritis. By removing the femoral head, aka the ball, the socket will now be empty. Initially, the muscles of the leg will hold the femur in place, and over time, scar tissue will form where the ball used to be to create what's called a false joint. This achieves the goal of pain-free mobility in most patients. I just brought him home. He's starving, but I don't want to give him too much food in case it upsets his stomach. Yeah, I mean, everything went well, so that's good. This is just the absolute shittiest part of it. He's not even meowing properly because he was intubated, so a tube was stuck down his throat, so they said he might be coughing for 2 days. Yeah. I'm sorry, Odie. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. They gave me a bunch of drugs to give him. So first is Metacam. Every pet owner has used this at least once. It's a painkiller and anti-inflammatory. Claviceptin pills twice a day. And some good old opiates twice a day. This is a liquid form in a syringe. Like that. I have a 5-day supply for the opiates and the claviceptin. And the Metacam I give to him as needed. Day 2 and 3 were pretty much the same. He was under strict cage rest, so I kept him in there 24/7 to prevent him from moving too much and prevent him from jumping. Right, so the cage used to be here, but I moved it over here just so he can have access to the window and he can look out the window and be more enriched. Sorry, it's a total mess right now. I put a little feather toy. He doesn't really use his hind legs to play with that, so I thought that's safe. And now, today is day 3. He has been on strict cage rest this whole time, but now is when I'm allowed to let him out slowly. So, let's do that. Wow, he's walking really well. This is day 3. So they said at 2 to 3 days you have to slowly start getting them to exercise. If you don't, the muscles will tighten up or get scarred or something like that. I put him on a leash just to really, really make sure he doesn't jump because I don't want this to heal improperly. Yeah, his meows are pretty weird, which was kind of heartbreaking. It was because of the intubation, but it got better after day 3. At first, though, he wasn't used to the cone, so he had a hard time eating from these shallow bowls, so I made sure to hold it at a 45-degree angle for him at every meal. I gave him 3 meals a day. I figured that would give him more things to look forward to throughout the day because he can't really do much in the cage. So at night, I just cover his cage with a bed sheet. It helps calm them down, and I leave a little gap here, though. Because he likes to look out the window. He would always sit here and look out the window even before his surgery, so I thought he might appreciate that. Get some mental stimulation rather than sitting in a boring room for the entire night. Hi. I know. Morning, baby. Hi. 아침? 아침 먹어야지. 저녁? Day 4, again, his walk is amazingly normal looking. You know, for such a surgery where you cut off a piece of the hip bone, you'd think it takes longer, but no, he was doing really well. But oh my God, he did not like taking the opiates. Every single day, twice a day, it was a battle. He's a sweet boy, but my God, he put up a fight. It always took maybe like 7 minutes, which I guess isn't too bad. I always made sure to give it to him before a meal so that he has something rewarding to look forward to after. And I found that it helped if I try to give him the dose, take a break, step away for a few minutes, and come back to it, because I guess those minutes give him time to realize that he has to do this if he wants to eat some delicious food. So the second time around, he seemed to fight a little bit less. There we go. You alright, bud? Whoa, you're feeling it. Tanya? Good boy, there you go. Good boy. I know, I'm sorry. And despite all this, he didn't hate me, because he's just the sweetest little boy ever. So healing from surgery is a really awful, painful time, and I wanted to make that as easy for him as possible. So I tried to engage in a little bit of light playing. The toys that I know that he wouldn't kick with his hind legs, like this feather toy, I know that he only ever uses his mouth and his front paws, so it's okay. And day 5, pretty much I just kept up the routine, feed him 3 times a day. I slowly started letting him out of his cage for short walks starting on day 3, and I let him out 3 times a day. The first days, I would only let him out for maybe like less than 10 minutes, and then I would slowly lengthen that amount of time. You can see with like toys like this, he uses his hind leg to kick, so I'd have to take that away from him. Yes, darling, I know you're hungry. Are you ready? It's the last time. You know the deal. Where are you going? Where are you going, pup? Come on. Another thing that I found really helps is to burrito the cat. I grabbed a big blanket, wrapped all of his limbs in it. We used to do this at the vet clinic I used to work at. We did this because, you know, cats have claws and they'll try to attack you if you're trying to work on them. Odie scratching me wasn't really a concern because he'd never do that. Also, I trim his nails so they're not sharp, but it helped to contain his limbs just because it stopped him from being able to move away from me as much, and I had his head isolated. He was just a lot less mobile. And at last... Yes! Ah, that's it. Ah! Yes! Okay. Nice. Nice. And you know, eventually he got used to the cage. I made sure to give him a treat every time I put him in the cage so that it doesn't feel like a prison. I want it to feel as comfortable as it can be. I also tried to do prom exercises, passive range of motion. This helps the muscles from being stiff or scarred, because one concern with FHO surgery is that they don't use their muscles for so long that it atrophies or it scars improperly. I tried to do that a little bit, but he seemed a bit uncomfortable. Also, he seemed to be doing the full range of motion on his own anyways, so it seemed fine without it. And of course, once in a while, I cleaned out his cage because with the cone, he would spill food and litter and water everywhere. I also found that when he was eating was a good time to clean out his litter because I can make sure that he's not running around the house or jumping around. And I also made sure to wipe down the inside of his cone with a damp paper towel once in a while because he would get food all over it and litter. God, look at your cone. What are you doing? Oh, baby. Oh. And in terms of keeping him clean, I would once in a while take off his cone and supervise him to make sure that he's not licking at his stitches and just let him have a cleaning session. I assume this feels very cathartic and really good for him. I also got these waterless bath things for cats that was very unscented and gentle and gave them a wipe down once in a while. But oh my god, make sure you have these wipes on hand. That is my greatest advice that I could give you, because with the meds and the changes, you never know what's going to happen. It's got shit all over it. Odie ended up having some diarrhea-ish poops, and I was so glad that I had the wet wipes on hand. 1 week. He is walking so normally. His stitches are healing so well. He's getting very frustrated because he's feeling better and he doesn't want to be in here. But if I let him out, he runs around and jumps, and it's really hard to stop him. I'm sorry, baby. Just a little longer, and you can get more outside access. I promise. You sleeping? He got his stitches out. Yay! I put his cat tower on a side to discourage him from jumping up on it. And Odie, come here. So this is him at 2 weeks. He's walking quite well. He's still on pain meds. I'm slowly tapering him off. The vet said that it's just give it to him as needed at this point. So I'm slowly cutting down on the pain meds just to see how he reacts to things, but he seems to be doing quite well. Odie, you want to show them your walk? Odie, come here. Come on. Good boy. Look at you. Good boy. Okay, 2.5 weeks. This dude has got boundless energy. He's been running around for a while now. You want to come here? Okay. Hello. What, are you gonna hunt me? Whoa. All right, buddy. So it has now been a full 3 weeks. He's doing well. He's still limping a little bit, which worries me. I wonder if I didn't restrict his jumping enough. But also 3 weeks is still relatively not a long time. What are you doing? Oh! Jeez. Very slight limp.
My friggin' mic is not working. So at 1 month, he was still limping a little bit. He was playing around just like normal, jumping around. I did take him in for a checkup. The doctor said that his healing looks normal. It's okay to be limping a bit at this stage, and that he probably won't resume complete normalcy until about the 2-month checkpoint. And his surgery site was healing well. His fur was growing back. I also took this time to teach him his first trick, shaking a paw.
Paw. We did it! I'm so proud of you. You did it! We're all better now. So I hope that helped show you what kind of things to expect during the surgery. If you want to see more Odie, check out my Instagram, @Cobbs1. Goodbye.
And boom, it is Patreon thinking time. Sultan, Vargonian, Sonia, Stephen Blomkamp, Fareed, Cameron, and Oscar Mangeras. Boom. Thank you. Odie says thank you.